Partnerships are a great way to grow your health and fitness business, but are often a neglected strategy when it comes to acquiring new customers. And more often than not, we don't give it the attention it deserves, and we don't apply the same strategies we would normally do when it comes to content, in terms of preparation, in terms of consistency, and in terms of something that we're doing on a daily basis when it comes to growing our business. And in today's video, I'm going to pull back the curtain. I'm going to show you how you can leverage partnerships as a method to grow your health and fitness business, whether that's an online operation or a physical brick and mortar location, such as a fitness studio, gym, nutrition club, or whatever is the model that you're running. Partnerships are a super great way to get consistent revenue, and you need to put the effort, of course, consistently over time. But even if you get one partnership opportunity, you can get hundreds, if not thousands of customers over the duration of that partnership. And when we look at the digital wellness partners growth system, there's only 5 things you could be doing in the early days to grow your business, and not only early days, but at all times. And that's paid advertising, which is paying on different social media channels to get more visibility. Then we have content marketing, which is essentially doing video, text, image content, or essentially publishing information on the internet with the hopes of generating leads and interested prospects in your business. Organic is pretty much setting up your website in a way and optimizing for the search directory so people can stumble across your existence and actually decide to work with you. Then we have partnerships and referrals. For referrals, you already need an established customer base that is happy with the services you provide and bring you more people. And there's strategies to do that consistently as well. But in today's video, we're going to break down the partnerships and how you can grow that. And there's a couple of ways to do that. There's media partnerships where you get more visibility on your brand and not necessarily bringing customers, but they're just as valuable as the ones that are referring business directly to you. And you have the local business partnerships, adjacent partnerships of people that are within the industry or very similar in the sense that they serve the same customers just with a different solution that's complementary to yours. And then it's also the influencer partnerships where you can do either a monetary incentive or you can offer services in exchange of partnerships where they provide visibility and information. And as I said, most business owners don't treat partnerships with the respect they deserve, as they don't fully understand what's the value of them. And the reality is, to get a partnership, it might be 10 times harder than to get one customer, but over the duration of your lifeline of your business, you could generate maybe 20 to 30% of your revenue just from partnerships alone. It's going to take some time for things to kick off, and you got to have an established service. You got to have some reputation, because nobody would want to partner with somebody who's just starting out and haven't provided any value in the marketplace. But once you have the baseline covered, partnerships are a great way to get more visibility. And the objective with partnerships is very simple. Essentially, what we want to do is maintain strategic partnerships with local businesses, that could be online businesses as well, increase visibility, grow your client base, and create a mutually beneficial relationships without significant advertising costs. Now, create mutually beneficial relationships is where most people struggle. They expect other people to refer business to them without providing anything in return. And there's the reciprocity law where we have to give first before we expect anything in return. And even if we don't get it directly from the partnership opportunity we're offering and servicing value to, it will come back to us in other way, shape, or form. So the goal with the partnership strategy campaign we're going to execute is to get 2 new partners every quarter. Essentially, we're going to get 8 new partners per year, with the hopes of each of them referring over the course of a year at least 10 to 12 customers, which is approximately 1 new customer a month. That really depends on whether you're selling high ticket or your high volume churn and burn type of business. First step is always to identify the potential partners, and you don't want to partner with just anyone, especially if you're going to spend the time and the effort to actually nurture the relationship. We're not just talking about handing out cards and flowers, but actually nurturing that relationship, creating adjacent partnerships, events, and different things together where you can get more visibility on your brand through exposing yourself to the customers of the other business you're partnering with. So the goal here would be to select non-competing local businesses or online businesses for that matter that align with your target demographic and can offer mutual benefit. That would be cafes, wellness centers, salons, sports shops. And there's a couple of steps you could start with. You can create a list of the local businesses with similar customer base, and the great thing is that you have access to Google, so just searching your local area you already get some ideas. And what I would do personally, I would go and scan all their Google reviews. I'll scan who their customers are, what they're saying about the business, and find a couple of points that would serve as a way for me to get in touch with them and some things that I can highlight. And I would also see what they struggle with, some of the things that their customers are asking for and maybe they couldn't fulfill on, or maybe suggestions for the business, or maybe increased offerings if somebody mentions anything like that. that. And I would come up with a relevant proposal, and we can discuss that in the future. But I would spend really a good portion of my time researching and finding as much as I can about that business, first from online searching. And then once I research each and every business, I would understand what are their values, what is their audience, and if there's a potential fit. I would rank all the businesses by relevance and accessibility for partnership outreach, because some are going to be out of reach. If they're a big conglomerate or a big franchise, maybe it's not going to be an ideal partnership, as they already have established protocols of how they do stuff. Maybe they have partnerships agreement where you can't violate those by just deciding you want to partner up with somebody local in the business. So the smaller the business, ideally the easier it will be for you to get a partnership with. So the second step would be to actually have an outreach and proposal. And most people don't actually have a proposal. They don't spend the time and energy to actually create something that's mutually beneficial. And as we've already discussed, that's super important. Many times we just approach the partnership of handing out cards and saying, hey, we just open up here. If any of your customers happen to actually want to join, you can send them my way, which is a selfish way for you to ask immediately something without providing anything in exchange. And the other party wouldn't see necessarily any benefit of actually sending you customers unless they know first you're going to provide a great service, but also that they're going to benefit out of it as well. So that's why I would approach each potential partner with a tailored proposal that highlights the mutual benefits of the collaboration. And I treat it as a business partnership, really, because at the end of the day, if you're a local business, you're going to be around those people for a long time. There's no way for you to change those partners. So you got to spend the time and the effort to actually have goodwill with everybody in the area. And if you're online, the same things apply. The reputation flywheel flies faster than ever. So you want to make sure that you spend the time and effort to craft a partnership template introducing your business and potential collaboration ideas. And I would ideally prepare an introductory flyer highlighting their values, highlighting what they're good at, highlighting how we could help amplify what they're already doing, and finding ways where they could benefit from our partnership agreement. That could be through content collaboration, it could be through podcast opportunities, it could be through us sending them customers or providing free value to their customers so they can increase the amount they're charging per customer. It could be any of those, but really depends on the type of business you're running. And once you already prepare that outreach material and partnership, the next step would be to conduct the outreach. And for that, you could use cold email, phone calls, or in-person visits to initiate a contact. I would do all of them and add social media on top of it until I get a reply. As a small business owner, I know that I'm getting hundreds of messages every single day, and it's very hard to check all the platforms. And that's true for every single local business owner out there, and especially for the online ones, as they're getting hundreds of DMs every single day. You would want to make sure that you contact them in as many places as possible to at least get them to acknowledge your proposal. Make sure it's very relevant and you spend the time to research, craft it, and ideally know some things about the owner themselves, what they enjoy, what they like, where they live, and as much information you can gather and use as a way to outreach, the higher the response is going to be. Now, you're not going to only reach out once, because as I said above, our goal is to get 2 partners per quarter. So we'll have a cadence where we reach out every other month, sending relevant information, helpful tips, and even sending customers their way or asking questions that they can only help with that are related to our customers. That's a great way to build and establish the relationship. And you'd be surprised how many people would be actually open to at least meet you or understand more about what you do. Now, the next step would be to schedule a meeting. And once you arrange the meeting, you have to have a discussion around the partnership's goals, expectations, and next steps. And the more prepared you are, the more the other person on the other end would be willing to get into the partnership, because they'll understand that you're prepared, that you're professional, and they can get value out of that alone by you being organized and conducting something with a critical mass, because the chances are they're not running a partnership program. So if you're the one that introduces them to one and even gives them the playbook that they can implement themselves, there is value in that already. Next, you would want to bring printed materials outlining the potential collaboration, options, and benefits. You could have that online as well. Just like I'm recording a video now, you would put together a Canva presentation outlining how the potential partnership could work and would walk them through so they understand again that you've spent the time and the effort to prepare something that is valuable for both sides. Once you both agree and discuss the potential options, you would define and formalize the offer. It's very important to clearly define the partnership terms and ensure that both parties understand their roles and benefits. I like to have that because more often than not, partnerships are like marriage, especially if it's like a local partnerships, and you want to make sure that the customers you send to the other business are treated well. And likewise, you want to have an establish like a minimum of like a monthly commitment in terms of hosting an event together or a digital workshop, or just a way to introduce your services to the other party without fully relying on them. By you having an exposure opportunity, it takes the work off of their plate and also allows you to take reins of introducing yourself to their customers without actually relying on the other business owner to present you, because the chances are they never will do as good job as you will. And the other thing that I would immediately do is offer my services complimentary to the other business owners. So if it's a yoga studio and I have a nutrition club, I would give them access to the nutrition protocols, meal plans, everything I do for free, in order for them to test drive and experience the services I have firsthand, so they can be my brand ambassador and share in front of their customers and serve as a referral partner as well, not just a partnership opportunity. I would then create shared promotions, which are co-hosted events and workshops where we split the cost and maximize visibility. That gives you the opportunity to present your services, share in front of everybody what you're up to and how they can benefit out of it. And then you would have in-store offers if that's something you're doing. For online, you could be hosting live workshops together. You can do raffles, giveaways. You can have a joint community together. There's many ways to go about it, but if it's an in-store promotion, you want to set up discount cards, QR code, flyers at the partner location, have your seasonal campaigns going at all the locations possible. You might have a bundle package that if customers purchase, they get access to both your services and their services as well. So these are some things that you could discuss potentially, and then you can formalize the agreement by drafting a simple partnership agreement where you would mutually have to benefit over the course of the duration of the partnership. It could be 6 months, 12 months. I'd ideally start with a year just so we have enough time to test the ground and see how things are working. And it's important to also understand what's going to be each party's role. Are you going to host events at their location, your location? Are you going to be the one providing all the content for the actual partnership workshops you're going to be running? How many promotions per year they agree upon highlighting in their location as well? So you want to have as much of that as possible covered in the document, so it's something that happens and they agree prior to them actually agreeing to the partnership. As we don't want to have our expectations go down because of having the other partner back off or not fully understand what they're committing. And having a referral tracking method is a great way for influencer partnerships online that's been established for years now with the partnerships and referral codes. With the physical brick and mortar, it's a little bit harder, but having a tailored discount if they use and mention their brand, or having a specific promotion specifically for your partners' clients, is a great way to ensure that you're tracking what is happening on a consistent basis. And you can keep a simple Google Sheet to track everything. In terms of revenue and promotional obligations, you want to also outline that. Who's going to be covering the cost of events? How much are you going to do? How much is it going to cost? Especially if you're first starting out, you don't want to splurge investing thousands of dollars on events that are not bringing anything in return. So you want to make sure that you have cost-effective promotional campaigns that are not eating up the margin and revenue you're going to be getting from that partnership anyway. And it's important to also have a signed agreement that's optional, but really depends on how you want to dive into and how deep of a partnership is it going to be. Is it going to be a media partnership? Is it going to be just a referral partnership? Is it going to be a joint venture of you actually creating bundled products together? And depending on the depth of the partnership, obviously requiring multiple things and having like quarterly events and stuff like that, I would for sure sign an agreement. When it comes to implementation and activation, you want to launch the partnerships by activating the offers and ensuring clear communication with the partner, and having a promotional cycle of at least a month where you announce everything you're doing together in front of each other's audiences and clients. And setting up the referral materials is super important. Providing the physical materials such as cards, flyers, digital assets, graphics, discounts, codes, freezy referral promotion, getting in front of their email list, getting on their social media, doing a podcast interview together, tagging each other on social media is a great way to get extra visibility. And coordinating a launch date is going to be super important, and blocking at least a full week to promote that launch event and that promotional partnerships through social media, newsletters, and other channels. Many people just start a partnership but don't put any effort into actually materializing it as such, and that's why very few are actually getting results of partnerships and discard it as a method. But it's one of the best ways, and it has the longevity that none other platform has. Paid advertising, it's a cyclical way to generate leads, and you have to continuously evolve and improve and create new advertising. Content is a daily grind. You have to continuously create new content, come up with ideas, follow the trends, and it's something that is time intensive, whereas partnerships could be something that brings you new clients years and years and years down the line, and you're essentially getting somebody else's marketing budget and new customers to work for you as well. It's super important to engage regularly with the partner. Make sure you're clearly communicating daily, daily, staying in touch and building friendly relationship, addressing any questions that they might have and build a momentum. And for any positive outcome that you send their way, you want to also acknowledge that, because communication is often the key. And even if you're not bringing tangible results for their business, just you communicating, of you actually putting in the effort, helps them have ease of mind that they're getting a good value for the time spent of being partner of you. And the more you do, the better it is, because as I said, it will always come back your way, regardless whether it's going to be through that partnership or in any other shape or form. And encourage feedback from the other partners' customers to ensure the partnership delivers value for both ends. Now, once you've been running the partnership for a little bit, you have to track and evaluate what's happening. So you want to make adjustments as needed. If you see that certain promotion is not working or not bringing the results you desire, you can change that and alter it. At the end of the day, it's testing ground, as you don't know exactly what their customers are going to resonate with, and likewise what their customers are going to resonate with. Your customers are going to resonate with when it comes to their service offering. So you want to analyze the performance of each month. You want to have open discussion about it, assess the effectiveness of that partnership by reviewing the referral numbers, conversion rates, and partner feedback. Now, you can do that on your own terms and share it with them, not to involve them too much in the technical details, as generally small business owners don't want to have more stuff on their plate. But you can be very open and be the proactive one about it. Again, if you manage a partnership program and you're the one that introduces it in the area and gives them the opportunity and access to have your information, systems, protocols, everybody's going to be coming to you at the end of the day to run that promotion for themselves. So you want to be the one managing all of that. And if something needs to be adjusted, you can have that open discussion, ask them what they want on their end, ask them for adjusting marketing materials, promotions, and seeing if there's any extra benefits that could be added. And make sure you also provide updates, share performance data, testimonials with the partner to reinforce the partnership's impact and encourage continued promotion. That's super important. And partnership renewal and termination, that again depends on the level of your partnerships, but if it's something that is longer term commitment, after a full year, you would want to summarize what are the partnership outcomes, what happened, what was the immediate impact that it generated in terms of revenue, visibility, walk-ins, or even just brand reputation in general. And once you prepare next year contract, you would just continue pretty much working with that partner. You can have a non-disclosure agreement. That's also important, that sometimes you don't want people promoting different businesses, as it could be damaging to your reputation depending on the types of services you do. And some of the documents you could prepare for yourself, it's partnership outreach email template. You would ideally want to have a sequence of one email reaching out and multiple emails of follow-up reminders or providing value and goodwill. And ideally want to have to bring them something physical, or if they're away, you could send something to their mail. You want to have the agreement template. Don't go too deep about it. You can even ask ChatGPT to provide a simple partnership agreement template, break it down and send it their way. It just shows that you're professional, and people love to do business with other professionals. Make sure you have flyers and one-pagers about the partnership opportunities and what special treatment your customers are getting and what kind of access they're getting to the other people's business. And also have some sort of tracking tool, a simple Google Sheet and monthly partnership evaluation form where you're filling out just to see what the other partner is up to, and likewise what you're up to yourself. By filling out that form on a monthly basis, you'll be able to be always in the know and have an idea of what's their promotional calendar, what they're working on, what new services and products they're introducing, so you can always keep your customers in the loop as well and provide goodwill. I hope you found that video helpful. If you want to grow your health and fitness business, there's going to be a bunch of links down below. You can take use of my software platform, wellgrow.io, where we help health and fitness businesses through AI-powered solutions such as AI voice receptionists, agents, chatbot, and a full-blown CRM that is specifically designed for the health and fitness industry. There's also Digital Wellness Partners, which is my agency and consulting company where we take you by the hand and design a plan where you can implement a lot of the strategies I'm sharing on that channel with a lot more in depth, with a lot of examples, tools, templates, scripts, literally everything you would need to get going from day one, so you don't waste time on preparing those. And the primary goal of our partnership together would be to bring you more customers. We would heavily focus on marketing in the front end, but that's usually a missing piece for the majority of businesses, and this is where we can help. And there's also a link to my free newsletter, thewellnessoperator.com, where you click every week or every other week, depending on the schedule and the content format. I'm sending a lengthy, practical newsletter walking you through strategy you can implement, as well as the best links of what's happening on the web. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you do. Like the video, comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.